Hey, sorry it got like cut off or whatever. So we also got a new turtle edition, and we also got a new turtle edition, and his name is Ty. We found him. We have a pond outside of our house, and we have this giant turtle there, and we named her Popper, and she lays eggs on season, and usually her eggs don't make it. The final product. So I'm really sorry about that really weird and awkward like clip, but my dad asked me to hold something up in the closet for him while he was getting something out of the Anyway, skipping to the point. I wanted to talk about cricket care. Finally, down to the point, you guys. First of all, you're going to need temperatures no lower than 48 degrees, and you are also going to need temperatures no higher than 85, okay, 85, okay. So you want to put them in a deep Rubbermaid container, or you want to put them in a glass aquarium or terrarium, or like climate. You can use like infrared heat lights, which I'm sure they sell. I don't have one. I just have one of these little like infrared night lights, which actually that could work if it's really cold or whatever. So yeah, that's for temps and whatever, but they like room temperature, so just like in my room, that's a nice temperature because it's room temperature. So I clean out their cage once a week. Well, not really. Yeah, once a week. I think that's good. Yeah, because they're really messy. I just put this towel on yesterday, and like, yeah, it has fecal matter. Substrate, you don't really need substrate. Look how many. That you should use like oats or some edible thing, but it just gets soiled in like one day, and it makes your room smell like complete crap. And like my friends come over and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it smells like crap in your room," and they like turn and run out and they never come back again. So I like to just leave no substrate, and it's probably the easiest to clean. You can do paper towel, but it's like a little more difficult to clean, kind of. I've tried it. It's not bad. You also want to have egg cartons in the tank because that will help them from eating each other, because they're bad little cannibals. Okay. Also, they make these little like noises. It's like a Oh, there's an albino cricket. He's albino. As for water, if you just put like a bowl of water in their tank, they're gonna drown because they're stupid. I'm just kidding. Well, I don't think they have brains. But what I do is I put a paper towel down and a sponge, and I use one of those little like commercial sprayers and just like spurts it down daily, and they suck the water out of the sponge and paper towel. Or I've seen some people put like a bowl like that, and they like put water, a little bit of water in, and they like, I can't breathe. They take a little like sponge thing, like a hermit crab sponge would work right, and just pop it in there, and it soaks up the water, and the crickets drink from that. Because if you don't put water in there, they're just gonna like die. Try not to mist it like on the egg cartons, because it can like create mold, and that creates diseases, and then they die. Hiding spots, you can use like toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, egg cartons. You can use like anything for hiding spots so they don't eat each other because they're cannibals, like I said. I use this little black tube and the paper towel roll to shake the crickets out into a cup or a baggie when I'm gonna feed it to my animals, and that is like the best way. I prefer that for hiding spots. As it goes for food, you can put like any like store-bought cricket meal in a shallow bowl. This isn't really shallow, but I chose it from the pet store. It was like $9 because it's really rigid. What the heck? Okay. Because it's like really rigid, I guess, and they like can cling on to it with their like antennae or their feet or whatever, and they can climb up it. And in there right now I have Bearded Dragon Bites. There's like recipes. You can like crush up dog and cat food and like crush up like cornflakes and stuff and dust some calcium powder over it. Put that in a bowl and they'll eat it right up. You also use like wet dog food, wet cat food, anything like that along the lines of that. So I always have that and fresh fruits and vegetables in there for them. Fruits, I don't really feed many fruits to them because it's really a hassle because fruit rot in like a minute of being out and it gets really disgusting and creates mold. So I use like vegetables more, like lettuce and stuff. If we have like iceberg, I'll just throw that in there. If we have like cucumbers are good, potatoes are really great, apples are good. That's like a good fruit. I use carrots. Make sure that you change them out daily or else mold will pile up in bacteria and whatever. For the amount of crickets you should buy, it really depends on the tank size that you're planning on getting, and it also depends on how many crickets that your bearded dragon eats daily, or every other day, depending on how old your bearded dragon is. So if your bearded dragon is a baby and you're feeding it 50 to 100 crickets a day, it's best to get a large tank and go ahead and buy bulk of like 1,000 crickets because then you'll have it for a few weeks. But if you got an older bearded dragon like Rocco, Rocco is a year old, so he's 1 year old, and I feed him 15 to 25 crickets, no more than 25 crickets a day. Sometimes I don't feed him crickets, sometimes I just go every other day and just give him salad. And then the next day I'll give him crickets and not salad. So I kind of start alternating because he's kind of getting older. And for that I buy bulk, it's considered bulk, 500. We did the whole pet store once a week thing, but it just got too expensive and whatever. And these you can get them from LLL Reptile. We get ours from reptilefood.com, and it's pretty cheap. It's like $36, and like shipping included. So it's like $15 for like the crickets, the 500 crickets themselves, and then like whatever amount of money to equal $25 total of shipping and actual pay rate. For the stench for the crickets, I get comments and PMs about that, asking, my bearded dragon's crickets tank smells horrible. There's two things you can do about that. You can put them outside of your room so it can only stink up your garage or whatever, or make sure it doesn't get too hot or too cold in your garage. So like if it gets too hot, you can like place a fan like next to them. Well, they might not like that, I don't know, but just like make sure your temperatures are correct. And also what you can do is just maintain clean things. So clean it often, because what makes a stench is basically the shells of the cricket, which is like the molts, the poo, the bacteria, the decaying dead crickets, deceased, whatever, and like mold from old food and stuff. So just make sure you clean it at least once a week. I'd recommend if you have like over 1,000 that you feed it every other, or that you clean it every other day. So thanks for watching. I hope that wasn't too long. It's probably like 15 minutes or something. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I hope that you guys enjoyed. And I